Hey everyone, it is Dave. Welcome in. It's time to talk about Module 7 and 8. Exciting thing is at the end of Module 8, that puts us halfway through the course, and Module 9 is actually spring break for us. So this week, since we're done with the formal elements and principles of design, we're going to cover modern art. We're going to learn about Edward Manet and then move through all the different isms in modern art, from Impressionism all the way to Abstract Expressionism. In the next module, we start to study the mediums that artists use to create art. So our first two are drawing and painting. We do have a discussion board this week, and next week, of course, is a quiz. So let me show you how everything is situated on Canvas, and let's head over there right now. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. So we'll take a look at Module 7 first. Up top, the usual information. And then our first lecture is going to be on Edward Manet and the birth of modernism. And Edward Manet is considered the father of modern art, and he really kind of sets forth the idea of modernism. He has a young group of artists around him who become the Impressionists, and really is an influential person. So we're going to have the lecture, the study guide, and then we'll take a look at the further exploration material. I do have some readings here. The Music in the Tuileries is a short reading. For Charles Baudelaire, this is optional, but read a page or two because this guy is really interesting, and he is a contemporary of Manet, and he's a writer. It's cool stuff that he creates. And then the last two deal with the model of Laurie in this painting here called Olympia. This image here, or this video rather, is really important to watch as well. Luncheon on the Grass is really the painting that sets us on the course of modern art. And even though it doesn't look controversial today, it was very controversial at the time. And one last short lecture video, about 5 minutes, on the Industrial Revolution. After that, we're going to have a lecture on the modern art movements, everything from Impressionism all the way to Abstract Expressionism. So we've got our lecture, our study guide, and then for the further exploration, we do have some reading, but then we also have some cool videos. One is that we actually get to see Claude Monet painting. It is in black and white, and he is smoking, and he was a chain smoker, and it's just cool to know that once we get into modern art, we have a lot more documentation about these individuals. We can see them moving and living, and it's just really quite cool compared to all these older artists that we've covered in the past. We have the Futurist Manifesto. I'm going to come back to this in just a moment. Then it's important to watch the Mark Rothko auction because there is a test question involving this particular video. And Christie's modern art auctions take place a couple times a year. They're fascinating to watch, and it shows you that modern art is still very collectible and very expensive. So that's a cool video there. They don't let you embed it like the other videos, so it's just a link. I'm going to jump down to the journal for number 7 here. And this is dealing with particularly futurism. So the founding and manifesto of futurism is usually just called the Futurist Manifesto. And this is the very first time an art movement comes up with a manifesto. Basically, it's telling you what the art stands for, what it's going to look like, who's involved, all the aims and goals of the movement. So you're going to read through it, possibly read through it twice. So I've got the download available for you here as one of the places. I think I've got it in 3 different places. Over here, I've got a video that has someone reading it to you. Again, you're probably going to want to listen to this twice, and then you're just going to give a reflection about this manifesto. Did it make any sense to you? What did you think about the style of writing? Did you see their point of view? Do you agree or disagree with their 11 statements and all of this stuff? So there's a really, I think it's a fascinating manifesto to read. It's not too long. It's about 4 pages, but it's kind of scary sometimes what these people are thinking. And before I go on to the next module, I forgot to cover the discussion board. So the discussion board is based on futurism, and the very first thing you want to do is read that Futurist Manifesto before you can start on this project. This is the artwork I'm going to have you take a look at. This is a futurist artwork. It's called Visual Synthesis of the Idea, War. It's by Gino Severini, and it's created in 1914, so right before the onset of World War I. Now, your job is to come up with as many observations as you can about the painting. So when you look at it, think about the words, the visual elements that are here, and all of that. Then, what does the title of the work mean? Once again, this is going to be your opinion, but that's the title of it. Why do you think the artist left out human presence in this painting? And again, kind of the answer to that is in the manifesto itself. Finally, post a response to another group member's post, and you can see the grading breakdown here. 10 points for the observations, 5 for question 1, 10 for question 2, and finally 5 for a response to another student. Make sure that the original post is done by the 23rd and the 30th for the reply. And then after that, it's going to be spring break. Now, we're done with the formal elements and principles of design, so we're going to talk about now the different mediums that artists use to create art. So once again, all the information up here is normal, and then we get into the lectures. So we have drawing first. Drawing is the foundation of art. And I've got a reading. I've got a link to Lori Lipton's website. She's one of my favorite artists. Her work is a little bit dark, but I think it's really cool. It's very detailed. There's actually a video down here about Lori Lipton and her art. You can kind of see her drawings here. She uses graphite, she uses charcoal, but that's really it. And this is, keep in mind, it is a pretty dark video about her life, but that is optional. Something that is not optional is the Spolvero technique. So you want to watch this video, see how Spolveros were used back during the Renaissance. This is obviously a contemporary video, but it's the idea of transferring an image to a wall that is then going to be painted, and that's what's used in fresco painting later on. So that's all there. And then we're going to take a look at painting. So we'll cover the different painting mediums, our lecture, study guide, and then the further exploration section has some readings, and also I think watercoloring is really cool. A quick video on how to do watercolors. So that's all there. We have our quiz. So quiz number 4 covers Manet, modern art, painting, and drawing. And then journal number 8. So journal number 8 is a lot of fun. What you're going to do is you're going to draw 6 faces. And this guy is going to walk you through 5 of them. So after that, you're going to kind of create your own personage in this guy's style. So it's really kind of fun because he walks us through how to draw faces, and it's actually really easy. And that is everything for that week. Now keep in mind, after Module 8, we have a week of spring break or spring recess. And so I'm going to be back in April to tell you about Module number 10 and 11. Keep in mind, I'm always available Monday through Friday via email. Office hours on Wednesday. The only week that I'm not is going to be spring recess. And don't forget also that museum project we have to do by the end of the semester. So that is going to be down here. That's not due until May 25th, but keep in mind May 25th is going to be right around the corner. So especially take advantage of spring break for this. And I will be back again shortly. Have a great week.